Hello friends, our today's question is reverse word in a string. Okay, so what is given in this question is we are given an input string S, we have to reverse the order of the words. Okay, so a word is defined, they have given the definition of word, and a word is defined as sequence of non-space character. A word in S is separated by at least one space. Okay, so we have to return a string of the words in reverse order concatenated by a single space. Okay, so S may contain leading and trailing spaces or multiple spaces between two words. Return string should have a single space separating the word. Do not include any extra space. Okay, so what is basically given in this question is like we are given an input string. We have to reverse the order of the words, and we have it is also given like we should not have these trailing and leading and trailing spaces, extra spaces that we have this in second string. And every word between two words there should be only single space. Like in this case we have we have more than we have more than one space, so we have to make it to only single space. So this is basically given in this question. So what is also follow up, what is also given, if a string data type is immutable in your language, can you solve it in place with constant access space? Yes, so we are solving it with C++. So in C++ string are mutable, so we have to look for the solution in place with constant access space. Okay, so okay, now looking for its solution. So what we can do, we can take this one example. What we can do here is what first approach, like one approach, we are not talking here about like in place solution. We can use access space. So first approach that we can have, so we can have an array of string. Okay, array of string. So what this can have, now what we can have, we can have individual words stored in this array. Okay, and then we can iterate that array from backward and join this word. Okay, so like what we can have, we can ignore the trailing and the leading and trailing spaces, extra spaces. Now what we can do, we can have this word like this hello world. Okay, we can have this word stored in our input. We can store this word in our this array of string hello. Now what we can do, we have stored this hello, and we can also have this world stored in our input string. Okay, so we have this we have stored these word in this input string. Now what we can do, we can start iterating this array from backward, and we can join these by a single space. So in this way we can have our answer. So this is a simple approach, but here we are using extra space. But in the follow up, in the question, in the follow up, it is given if our string is mutable in your language that we are using to solve this problem. If it is mutable, then we have to solve it in place with constant space. Okay, so we will look as we are using C++, so we will try to solve it in place with constant space. Okay, so now let's look what we can have. We are having an input string is hello world. Okay, so what string is basically a array of character in C and C++. Okay, so our string can be, we can represent a string in the form of this character array. Okay, so what we have space hello space world hello. Okay, so what we can do, first of all, if we have to reverse the word, then what we can do, first step that we can take is we can reverse the whole string. Okay, here we will for our information, here we will use pointer two pointer approach. So what we will do, we will two pointer approach, we will have a left and right. So what we will do, we will contain the word in between left and right, and then we will reverse this left and right. Okay, we will first of all we will reverse the whole array. Okay, whole array of character. So it will be our this. So they, after reversing, it will be like this: space DLROW space OLLEH. Okay, space. So this is our rule. Now we will, from this array what which we have reversed, we will find the word. Okay, we will find, or we will extract these word, and we will reverse them. Okay, and we will while doing so, we will remove these trailing and leading zero along with the extra spaces that we have. So we will, in this way we will have word with a constant single space between two words. Okay, so I think we have understood what we are going to do. So first of all we will reverse this array, then after reversing it will be this one. And what we will do, we will use two pointer approach to point to maintain this left and right of the word. Okay, so our left and right pointer will contain a whole word. Then we will reverse this whole word. So what we have to do, we have to place this left and right pointer in place, and then everything will be resolved. So we will first we will place these left and right pointers on their correct position. Then we will reverse those word, and along with this we will remove any extra space that we will have in our array. So what we have done, we have reversed this, we have left and right pointer. Okay, so now let's dry run this. First we will see a first case. So we will have our left and right pointer pointing at the starting, and we will have I variable that will iterate to whole string. Okay, so what we will do, we will check if I current value is not equals to space. Then what we will do, we will that value will be in place in rth index. Okay, so I here current is a space, so I will be incremented to this. Okay, now is I has moved to the next index. Now it is not equals to space, so what we will do, we will have r value, ith value at r index, so it will be d. Okay, now I will be incremented and r will be incremented, so r will be placed here and I will be incremented to the next index. Okay, now again I is not equals to space, so what we will do, we will have ith value at r index, so it will be okay d. So we will have L here, then I will be incremented and R will be incremented. Okay, now again what we will do, we will check, we will ith value is not equals to space. Okay, so what we will do, we will replace the value of R with I. Okay, so it will be R. Now R is incremented and I is incremented. Okay, so again we will check the value of I. Again we will check, so I is not equals to space, so what we will do, ith value will be rth value will be replaced by ith value, so it will be O, then R will be incremented, then I will be incremented. Okay, now what we will do, we will again check if ith value is ith value is equals to ith value is equals to space. If it is not, so then we will replace value W. Okay, then I will be incremented and R will be incremented. Okay, so now current value of I and R, is current value of I is this and R is this. So now what we will do now, WORLD. Okay, so ith value is this and rth value is this. Now first of all we will, now we have find our word here between left and right. Okay, so we will check if left is less than r, so that means we have we have find our word. Okay, so what we will do, we will reverse this. So we will reverse this, so it will be, and now what reverse function do, we will reverse from beginning plus L to beginning plus r. So what reverse function do, it does not take second parameter, it exclude the index of the second parameter, so it will be this word will be reversed. So what we will have, we will have WORLD. So we have got our answer for the first one, because what we have got. Okay, now at rth position what we will do, we will have extra character. Okay, so we will replace it with extra, we will replace it with space, so then we will have space here. Okay, now what we will do, we will replace the we will move this L to R, because again we have to go to the next word. So in this way we can have word extracted between left and right, then we will reverse that word, and at rth position we will have extra space. Now what we will do, now in this case also what we will have, HELLO, hello, and R, here extra space would be there. Okay, because while loop, so it won't check like it is the last word, so I have to, so we will have an extra space here. So that case, in that case, if r is not equals to n, like r has not reached to the length of the index, so in this case we have to remove this extra space, because in two words, between two words only we require an space. So after this hello we don't have any extra word, so here there is no requirement of this extra space, so we will have to remove this. Now let's look towards this approach or solving. Okay, so what we will have, first of all we will reverse our string. Okay, as dot begin begin and as dot end. Okay, so what we have done, we have reversed our string. Now we will have our pointers. Left is equals to 0, then right is equals to 0, then we will have length is equals to s dot length. Okay, length. Now what we will do, we will iterate for int I is equals to 0, I is less than length I plus plus. Okay, what we will do, if we will check if r sorry if I is less than n and s of I is not equals to space, then what we will do, we will increment the value, we will replace that with r. Okay, so we will replace that with r and we will increment the value of r, so we are using post increment operator. Okay, okay, I plus plus. Okay, now what we will do, now we have replaced that one. Now we will check if we have find our word. So how we will check that, if left is greater than, if right is greater than left, like we have some word in, so what we will do, we will reverse that word. Okay, s dot be chain begin plus l to s dot be chain begin plus right. Okay, so we have reversed that word. Now we will check if we have reached to the right, we have reached to the end of the end of the string. If yes, then we will, what we will do, we will break. Okay, otherwise we will have at our position we will have our space, we will put our space, and then we have to increment the value, so we will again use a post increment operator. Okay, then l is equals to r. So now again we will start from here. Now this, in this way we have done this. Now these word will be reversed and string will be formed. Now we have to check, now the last step that remains is we have to check if s of r minus 1 is not equals to space, the extra space that is equals to extra space. Then what we have to do, we have to reduce the value of r. Then what we will do, we will just resize our string to r value, rth index. Okay, then we will r string s. Now we can run this. Sorry, it's length, we have taken it as length. So sorry if instead of it we have to write while loop, because until we are replacing that value. Okay, so now it is accepted, we can submit this. It is submitted successfully. Okay, so now what regarding its time complexity. So as we are iterating, we are using a single loop and we are iterating this string from starting to end, so its time complexity will be capital O of n. Okay, and its space complexity will be constant because we have not used any extra spaces, like any extra string or any extra vector. Okay, so thank you for watching.